got some rounds off for sure. We got a few more rounds off than what you see right here. So I say this round right here, these bigger rounds, this one right here, this one right here, this one right here. We definitely got off today with the 455 Rancher, but it was, you know, it was eating through my blades. All right, my chainsaw chains. Yeah, it was eating through my chains. All right, so I'm running a skip 2 chain, and I guess maybe just the way that I was cutting, my chains are getting dulled pretty quickly. Maybe it's the brand, maybe it's the quality of the steel, but whatever. But I gotta sharpen my chains. So I got like 6 to 8 chains for the chainsaw that I have currently, and I'll be sharpening all of them and make sure I have all sharpened chains so that when they start to get dull, I can just switch them out, switch them out, switch them out, switch them out, and it is what it is. But I think maybe it's the quality of the chain and the way that I'm running it. I'm heating up the chain too much, and they're getting dulled a lot quicker than they should be. But with that being said, we're gonna bust up all these rounds. But some of these rounds, as you can see, are a lot bigger than other ones. So just for comparison, so you can see the difference in diameter of some of the rounds that I'm chopping up here, just so that you can see how much firewood that you can get from certain types of rounds and certain size trees, certain type of older trees, excuse me. All right, so this is an oak. These right here came from an oak tree that was on a property that we got taken down maybe like 2.5 to 3 weeks now, and I've been busting this stuff up, and we're gonna repurpose it and burn it. And we kept a lot of the wood that from that tree that we got taken down. Not most of it, but a decent amount of it. All right, so all these smaller rounds right here, which they're still decent sized rounds, but these are all limbs. These right here come from trunks of a tree. These, and I have way bigger rounds than these. But this is what I'm going to chop up today. You know, I'm going to, you know, make sure it's a manageable amount of stuff that I'm chopping up. But we're going to get to it. I just cut these off of the rounds, so they might be a little bit more difficult to cut, but the rest of them should be manageable. But let's get to it. We're here to split wood. All right, not too much talking. Just want to make sure the microphone is working. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Or let me know. Any microphone issues? I need to know whether the microphone is working. Is the microphone good or no good? Let me know. Microphone good? Speculum Richie, the mechanic, man. What's going on? I need to let y'all know. Microphone good, or is the microphone no good? Before we continue on, man, because I keep having microphone issues for some reason. It's on Bluetooth, so you know I'm operating best I can, man, with a DJI mic, China made business. Like I said, I really need to switch over. 5x5. Okay, everything cool, good. All right, let's work. All right, so this base piece is the base piece that I have been working with for quite some time, and I have a piece right here. If I can show you a little bit better, if I flip this over, there's a lot of, like, this was like a base piece with a lot of the base of a tree. So this was the base of a trunk, and we had like roots coming from here, here, and I just think this is a way better base piece, and I want to switch this base piece that I've been using for quite some time because I done ate through a lot of the wood pieces, and this base piece has a lot of cuts in it. So I want to switch this out for this base piece right here, because this is definitely a lot more solid, a lot more wider in its base, a lot stronger foundation. So I want to start using this as my base piece. So first up is our old base piece, and let's start trying to bust this up. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. Our old base piece. Damn, that's a hefty piece right there. All right, we came to work. All right, gloves on, safety glasses on, PPE prepared, and then we going with the Coucil 6, man. Coucil 6. I've been a big fan of this axe. I got my Fiskars axes, my customary Fiskars, the X27 and the Fiskars 8-pound maul. I don't like them over the Coucil 6 or the Coucil 5. So I'll rock a Council 6 or Council 5. About similar pricing. But this one right here is supposed to be a fireman's axe, but the size of the head is bigger. All right, just so y'all know. If I'm comparing this against a Fiskars might come to like right here. So like from the top to like right here, and then that's the Fiskars. And then you got the Council 6. Boom, a lot more splitting surface. Okay. 6-pound axe, but it's my preference, man. Work. Come on. Come on. This has been like my base piece. Chip them. All right. So this has been on the ground for quite some time. And I chose this piece for a reason, because it was knotty. You know, it's a solid piece. This looked like the same type of piece that's under it, where it's like, this was where the roots started to come out of the ground, and this was the most lowest piece that they can cut with a chainsaw without having to use the grinder and whatever to grind the stump. Still, let's work. All right. Still, one of the things about the Council is it will get stuck. All right. It will get stuck here and there. Come on. That's the one thing. If I reprofile it just a little bit more, maybe it won't get stuck. But as of right now, it'll still get stuck. Damn it, man. Okay, and this is a hefty piece to just be trying to just do whatever with. Damn it, man. Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna leave this one on the ground. We don't even need to stack this one. Okay. Got a piece off. All right. Got a piece off this bad boy. And like I said, we're going to leave this one on the ground. Hopefully it's in y'all view. And we're just going to stack it. As we chip it off into pieces that we can use, we're going to stack it accordingly. All right. So wherever we see fit, just stack it. Use it. Bango. All right. So we're not doing double work. Oh. All right. Come on. Dang, this is a tough piece right here. We got a chip off of there for sure. All right, but this is a tough piece. No wonder this held up for me so long as a base piece, because this piece is tough. Man. All right. This is not like, it's not seem like the piece I should be using right here, right now. All right. So look, this is what I'll do. We're going to pass on this one base piece right here, because this one is tough. Super tough. Let's move to the lesser tough stuff, and then we'll save this one for last. Damn. This piece is super tough. All right. Let's put on some smaller pieces. Make some headway. All right. Let's validate this video. You know, look like we know what we're doing a little bit. Let's really split some firewood, because that last display wasn't it. Yes. There we go. That's what splitting firewood is supposed to look like. Last piece of that base piece of firewood right there. No. That one calls for like a hydraulic splitter right there. But this base piece, this new piece is solid though. We can't front on that. This new base piece is super solid. And let's stack this wood. And what are we cutting? Red oak, maple, white oak, and black locust. All hardwood. All good hardwood for burning, you know. As long as it's fully seasoned, this is all really good, perfect firewood for heating your house up. Cooking with, whatever. Doesn't matter. None of this is softwood stuff. Not that I'm knocking softwood. You know, it has its purpose. I'm just not looking for that. Okay? We're doing a good job of splitting and stacking our hardwood onto the next piece. All right. And like I said, it's a new base right here. We're not gonna, we're switching bases. I want this base a little bit more, a little bit farther away, slightly in my way right now. So when I start spinning this piece and spinning around this piece and working my way around it, I don't want this in the way. All right, that works. Okay, time to get busy for real. Let's go. Okay, look like we got brain down Thor's hammer. All right, base out. All right, now it's starting to slip. Starting to slip. If it was stuck, I was gonna base out and bring down Thor's hammer. But it told me it wanted to split. It didn't want no problems. The wood started talking to me. Like, whoa, big homie, relax. We don't want those type of problems. Yes. All right, talk to me. Yep, talk to me. And this is still all fresh oak. 2-3 weeks at best. 2-3 weeks at best from getting chopped down from being a fresh living tree. At best 2-3 weeks. If not not even as old as that. All right, now we're gonna bring down Thor's hammer. Oh no, it slipped out. Come on. I'm looking for a reason to bring out Thor's hammer. And then this axe just released from the oak. Like the oak knows, like, oh, relax. We don't want those type of problems. Yep. That's what I'm talking about. Let's work. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Count it. Come on. Can we count that? We might gotta hit that again. It's split. It's split in like a few different ways. No, count that. Count it. Count it. Come on. We don't want wings. That's not what we're looking for. Yes, sir. Get up out the way. Come on, let's stack it. You want to stack it? Check the comments. Yes, sir. Stacking our firewood. Doing our chores. This is a man's job. Why do I say that? It's not that a woman can't do it. It's just that, you know, in a traditional household, you know, if you choose to operate your household in this way, you got a man and a woman, and we got to share tasks. I think more times than not, the man is going to be like, all right, well, I'd rather be out here splitting wood, you know, doing the heavy lifting, while you in the house preparing me something to sustain these calories that I'm out here burning. All right, now, I know that's going, you know, it's slightly controversial nowadays. I don't think it is. I think it's very normal. It's what we've always done. I think saying what we've always done has now become taboo. All right, so I tell my wife, I said, look, swinging this axe is not your job. This is not your lane. This is my lane. Get out my lane. When I'm done burning all these calories, I want to be able to replenish these calories. So your job now becomes providing the calories, the meal that provides the calories, so that I can sustain and replenish these calories after I'm out here burning all these calories, so that we can heat the home, so that we can work in tandem. That's the less chauvinistic way of expressing the woman should be in the kitchen, the man should be out there, you know, guiding and providing, and going out there and doing all the tough stuff. All right. So hear it how you want. You know, I'm not trying to be out here being controversial. I think most people feel that way. It's just taboo to say it, which I don't like it, man. I like traditional values. Nothing wrong with saying that. But if you actually spell it out and say, I like my woman making me something to eat, that's wrong. It's weird, man. It's just weird. It's just weird nowadays. You know, we can all say the thing. We don't think the thing. You just can't say it. Not out loud, not on the internet, or else, you know, you're wrong. You're chauvinistic, misogynistic, all these isms and whatever. I don't care. Everybody wants the same thing, man. Men want something to eat. A woman that does womanly things. The women want a man that will lead and provide, guide, and do all the manly things. That has never changed. The fundamentals have never changed. It's just you're not able to talk about it or risk getting canceled. I ain't with that. Anyways, what we talking about? What we talking about in the comments? All right. It has a lot of circumference. Any decisions on your wood stove for the house? I have a few different. I haven't made a final decision. All right. Only because my wood is not fully seasoned, so I know I have some time. Like I can definitely we can burn the wood, but we're going to get a lot of creosote if we buy it this year and burn it this year. We're going to have a lot of creosote because this wood is still, it has too much moisture. We're not down to 20% or 20% or less than 20% moisture on whatever wood that we already cut. And I got cords back there, but we're not down to 20 or 20% or less than 20% of moisture. So it's like I have to prepare for. So I'll definitely be looking to get the wood burning stove this year and then be working on installation and stuff like that. But unless I buy the wood, you know, this year I'm not really like 100% like sold on I have to get the wood burning stove this year. I'm just still looking, searching, and I found a couple promising options. I'm just varying on price because I want the wood burning stove. So we got Vermont Stove Company has a good one that has a stove on it. There's a few other options that have wood burning stoves that have an oven mixture. So I wanted a wood burning stove that has the oven, the tandem oven mixture. I see some with the oven on the bottom. I see some that have the oven on top. I see some that have the oven as like a side attachment or above the flue. And I see a lot of different options, but I definitely want one that has an oven option. So I want to be able, it has to have a cooktop, mandatory. Has to have a cooktop, and I want one that has some type of oven tandem, you know, mixture in there, however it goes. But that Vermont Stove Company is like the most expensive one that I've seen. It's like over $5,000 for the stove, and then it's probably going to be like twice the amount with the rest of the flue and installation. So it's getting expensive. So I'm just trying to, you know, just weigh out other people that are getting ones that have stoves and whatever setups that are. If I could spend $3,000 or $5,000 less, I'll do that to get the same outcome. So I'm not necessarily looking for the top of the names, but if I can get the same outcome and application with a company that does decent service, decent product, and provide something similar just without the big name, I'm open to that. So that's why I haven't made a decision yet, but I definitely have a few options open. All right. All right. That was maybe about 45%. We cracked the ass. We cracked it all the way down. We just didn't get all the way through. This is like a 2-hit middle splitter right here. We're going to do that again. Bust it down the middle. Yep. There we go. All right. Trying to bust him down. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One more time for a good, perfect piece. Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah. Good axe. Nice. One more. Beautiful. So this is a 6-piece. I mean, some of them look like I approach them. I'm like, all right, this one's gonna be an 8-piece. This one's gonna be a 6-piece. This one's gonna be a 4-piece. And sometimes, most of the time, it works out like that. Depending on how accurate I am with the axe, it works out to be like a perfect size for burning and splitting. Yeah, just doing what we need to do, doing our chores. This is my chores, man. I don't even consider this like something extra that I'm doing. All right, because when this is like heating your home and y'all rely on this for cooking food, this has to get done. This is not an option to get done. So this is a chore. And I don't want people to, if you're in that life or thinking about living that life, I know you have to approach it like, and this is something that has to get done. Like you can't afford to not wash the dishes because then you don't have clean dishes. You can't afford to not wash clothes because then you don't have clean clothes. You cannot afford to skip past chopping up your firewood for the season because now you don't have a means to heat your home. Now you're gonna go cold or starve or because you can't cook your food. So this is a necessary chore. This is not for leisure. This is not for fun. You do this for bread and meat. Right? You say do this for bread and meat. If we don't win, we don't eat type of thing. This has to get done. So I like to look at it as like approach it with the mindset of this has to get done. The quicker we get it done, the more vigor we put into it, the quicker we can get it over with. So, with that being said, you come out here and it's like you set a certain amount. I'm like, all right, well, this has to get done. This has to get done. Let's come out here. Let me get after it. All right. And sometimes I gas myself up with that mindset right there. It's like, all right, the quicker I get it done, the quicker I can go in the house because I don't want to be out here. And then I just get after it. I just start kicking ass. Pardon my French. That's work. Come on. Get up off of there. Let's hit this one in half. Again, this is a 6-pound axe, so it's a bit heavier than your average axe, which might be like 3 pounds, 4 pounds, 4.5, maybe. Sometimes 2.5, whatever. So this is a lot more heft. Oh, all right. Again. Okay, both of these gotta get hit again. Both of them. Come on, work. They both gotta get hit again. Still. Come on. We're gonna check the comments after these 2 pieces right here. Come on, after these 2. Good strike right there. Good hit. All right. Maybe we could lay this one down. Let's see if we get a better shot at this. Ooh. Cracked it. We definitely cracked it, but we ain't finished the job. So we're gonna bring down Thor's hammer and see where we at. Come on, base out. Hut. I'm mean, we cracked ass. Let's see if we can split it by hand now. Okay, we're there. That's a good piece, beautiful piece. We still gotta hit this one again. We don't have to, but I would appreciate splitting this one in half. Beautiful. Good splits. Everything good to go now. All right. Let's see what we're talking about. All right. Need to put a roof over the wood. Not yet. Not yet. In the winter. Late fall, winter, I'll put some a cover over it. Right now, we're not getting much rain. We're getting more sun than anything. So, all right, I'm not putting a cover over it right now. But once it comes like late fall, and I'm not gonna be out here cutting anymore or doing much, and I don't want the snow sitting on it, then I'll put the cover on it. But until then, like, I think it's a misconception that rain makes your wood not seasoned. Rain doesn't stop your wood from getting seasoned. It doesn't. It'll rain, and then the next day, all that rain that saturated the wood, which is like more like surface moisture, is all evaporated. So once you understand that and know that, I think you'll be a little less inclined to think that you need your wood covered all year round, because I think you can do yourself a little bit more of a disservice by covering your wood all year round if you don't have to. Because if you can have during the drier seasons, and you can have your wood just fully exposed to the sun, where that sun is just beating down on it, dehydrating it, I think it kind of balances out where the sun and the dehydration it gives is a little bit more valuable than whatever rain that you get in whatever seasons, and that little bit of rain is going to dehydrate, so it doesn't even matter. And I was looking it up, doing research on it, like, and during my research, you know, as far as like people that talking with people that season wood, watching videos about people that season wood, doing my Googles, doing my chat GPTs and all that stuff, and the common consensus is that rain does not keep your wood from being seasoned. You know, you definitely don't want snow just sitting on it for days and days and months on end. You don't want stuff that's going to create environments for mold and fungus and all that other stuff. But other than that, your wood is going to dehydrate. If it gets saturated from the rain, it's going to dehydrate. It's all surface moisture, and your wood is going to season regardless. So, you know, it really just about exposure to the sun and airflow. So as long as you got good airflow and exposure to the sun, your wood is going to season for the most part. All right. Work. Beautiful slice right there. All right. I got to rehang my axe, man. This is a 6-pound Coucil. I really want that 5-pound Coucil back, because it's just slightly easier to handle. And when I'm wielding that one, I feel like I can be just a slightly more sustainable without feeling like I'm getting slightly gassed. And, you know, this is more about fitness level than just getting after it and willpower. Because I can say, all right, well, I got the 6-pound axe right here, so I don't have to swing as hard. But now we're getting down to math. Is it easier to swing a 5-pound axe a little bit more, with a little bit more vigor, and to get the same result as swinging a 6-pound axe and giving a little bit less vigor? Which one is more sustainable? All right, so I haven't done the math on that one, but if I had to guess, swinging the 5-pound axe would be more advantageous. So I definitely have to rehang my Coucil 5 with the 5-pound handle. And if you haven't heard me say, I prefer the angle of the axe head for splitting of the 5-pound Coucil than the 6-pound Council. They're both good, but I prefer Council because of the splitting profile. All right, but let's keep working. Right now, we have a Council 6. That's what we're working with. So that's what we're gonna use and keep working. We're not gonna complain. Okay, we chipped them. Are we counting that? I mean, you can definitely split it. It'll take a little bit. There we go. Count it. All right, good piece. Count that. All right. No wasted swings, right? Okay, another chip off. Beautiful. Nice. Let's see, we're gonna hit this one more time. There we go. Good firewood. Nice. Nice. And this is all free stuff, man. All right. I don't think I can overemphasize the fact that all this wood is free. So the work that I'm putting in right now is this what makes it free. All right. If you're not putting a price on the time that you're spending out here stacking it and chopping this wood, then this wood continues to be free. All right. If you're not out here allocating time that you would have otherwise spent making money, then this then becomes more expensive if that's the case. But if you would be doing something else and you wouldn't be making money and you have the option of coming out here and splitting wood, this is worth money. This is valuable, because otherwise you're going to be spending money on gas, electricity, and other things to burn whatever oil, natural gas, whatever the case may be, propane to cook your food and to heat your home. So all this wood right here that I have right here is all worth money. So it's making you money. If this is not costing you money for the time that you're out here spending cutting this wood, then it's making you money. And the alternative, because you're now able to lower your energy costs when it comes time to burning the wood for cooking and heating your home. So you're making money by splitting this wood. So it's all about mindset and how you look at it. Come out here and like, oh man, it's gonna cost so much sweat and I don't feel like it, man. Man, get out here and get after it, man. It's saving you money. It's making you, however you choose to look at it. All right. Rubbish. Let's see. Tarp it first. Rubbish. Where's the past? I don't know what he's talking about. Where are you? New Jersey. That's where I'm at. And I'll show y'all. I got cords of wood in the back, man. For those that are new to the channel, I got cords of wood stacked in the back that I stacked in this year. I got cords of wood back there that I stacked this year that are on pallets, wrapped with welded wire fencing and deliverable. That's how I made it. Because I started out with the mindset of like, okay, I can turn this into a business. Not only am I heating my home with this free wood, I can also turn this into a business. And how do I know I can turn this into a business? Because I drive around for a living. I drive trailer for a living. And as I drive around, I see people selling wood all day, every day, all over. People are looking for firewood, buying firewood. And I see people buying firewood all the time for the premium and those smaller bundles and stuff. Also, how do I know? What is my proof of concept? My proof of concept is, you see this firewood right here. This is close towards the road on where I live. And I had people come by and stop by and say, hey, yo, you catch me outside. How much you selling that wood for? How much is that wood? I made one sale so far. I'm not putting it out. It's not for sale. But I made one sale because a guy offered me, he was willing to pay. Well, I told him, I said, look, for that little bit right there, I need $200. If you want to buy some wood, I need $200. He said, go ahead and give it here. He came back the next day, picked it up himself, loaded it into his pickup truck himself. I didn't have to deliver it. I didn't have to do anything. He gave me cash in hand, took the wood, and took off. Oh, that's beautiful. Proof of concept right there. And he said, I'll be back. Don't worry about it. I'll be back. Come on, Thor's hammer. Let's go. Bust my shin right there off the ricochet. All right, let's work. Let's work. So, yeah, this is valuable stuff, man. Whether somebody wants to sit here and trash talk and say whatever they want to say, man, go ahead, man. I don't care, because I know what this wood is going to do for me and my family. I know some people that find this wood right here very valuable. So I'm not worried about it. You can make your wood and untarp it, or tarp your wood however you see fit. When it gets cold out and we start getting around snow temperatures, snow areas, then I'll tarp it, man. Until then, man, I'm not worried about tarping this. I'm not, because look, I don't watch the rain hit it too many times, and then in a couple hours, the sun just bake all that moisture right up out, and it's like it never rained. So it's not rain that makes your wood unseasoned. The rain doesn't like deeply soak into your wood that makes like everything that is dried out, it's now hydrated again, and your wood has to get seasoned all over again. It doesn't work like that. That's not how it works. The rain is only like surface moisture. All right. Those that think otherwise, I think you need to do a little bit more research. But I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I had to find that out. That's why I'm not worried about it. That's why my wood is not tarped. Because I know right now, this time of year, the tarp is not really doing a whole lot. It can actually, you know how how much I have the wood tarp, it can actually do me more harm than good. So what I'm actually thinking about doing, actually not a tarp, I'm thinking about making like a wood structure over the back of here and just kind of like hanging over the top, and not so much a tarp, but just like a wood structure over this, and then just stacking it higher. That's what I'm thinking about doing. All right, really, 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 if you want to know what my mindset is geared towards, so I don't care about tarping it. But what is more sustainable, covering this up and having something overhead where I can stack it higher and get better airflow all year round. That's where my mind is going to next. Let's check the comments. Hopefully we ain't pissed somebody else off. All right, let's see. Is your wood seasoned? No. What kind of tree is that wood from? All right, so I do have some seasoned wood. I'm not going to act like I have zero seasoned wood. A lot of the wood that I have seasoned right now is predominantly black locust, and it's in the. I got some in my shed. I got a few crates in the shed, and I have a ton of black locust in the backyard that I chopped down a couple years ago, and it's on the ground. And I'm out there maybe today, maybe tomorrow. If y'all want to see, man, let me know. Put it in the comment section. I can show y'all how I chop up the black locust with all the, like, the small branches, and the like, there's like branches that are like 3-4 inches in circumference, and I'm just hitting that with the reciprocating saw. So it's like brr, 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 and it just putting that in crates and stuff like that. And some of that I keep in the shed because I don't want rain hitting it, because sometimes I come home and it's raining out, or it just rained, and I want to come outside and just cook. I don't want freshly rained on wood for cooking, I want to make sure at least some of it is just completely dry and seasoned so that I can come outside and cook with it. Because I'll cook in any weather. As long as it's not like lightning and thundering, I'll come outside and cook in the cold, hot, it doesn't matter. Especially when it's hot, because I don't have to worry about heating my house up even more and burning out those air conditioners because I'm running them all on high. So that's really what I want to avoid. This time of year, if I can avoid running the ACs to the max capacity and then just heating the house up after that, if I can avoid it, I'll avoid it and just cook outside. But I need to have seasoned wood, and this wood is not seasoned. This is all chopped down from this year. So with that being said, like I said, I got a ton of black locust in the back that's fully seasoned. So I collected maybe like 8 crates so far, but I still have maybe like at least 20 more crates of wood that I can fill up with seasoned wood. So I'm gonna keep stacking wood on pallets in the back of like wood that's already fully seasoned so that I can cook with it whenever I feel like cooking with it. Y'all want to see a video on that? Just put it in the comments and I'll do a video on that maybe tomorrow morning. Yeah. Yeah, count that one. Count it. Come on. We counting that? It's split. Don't get me wrong. Let me see. It's split. Count it. Count it. All right. There'd be a little bit of pride in this shit, man. It'd be a little bit of pride. Cause I be like, I hit it with the axe and it don't fully crack down, or if it don't fully split, I'm like, I'll be ready to go Incredible Hulk just to say, count it, because it wasn't a wasted swing. I ain't give a half-ass swing. I'm not out here pussyfooting around. So, there be pride in this shit too, man. I ain't gonna lie, it be pride. There be pride in wood splitting, man. So I don't watch females come outside and split wood and crack wood in like 1 or 2 swings. So I don't wanting to be one of those dudes that can be ridiculed on the internet. That's like, whoa, she did that in 1 swing. He did that in 3. Man. I mean, at the end of the day, this is really about just providing the energy to heat the home and stuff like that. But I still don't want to be, if I can avoid it, I'd rather not be the butt of internet fodder. That's just me. That's the little bit of vainness I got in me. I'd rather not be the butt of the joke on the internet. Like, this guy's out here chopping weak wood. Just out here just no, and not accomplishing nothing. And you got females out here getting to it. No, sir. Gotta show them the difference. That's why I'm not the one in the kitchen cooking food. For this reason right here. Huh? Nope. You make the sandwich. I eat the sandwich. For that reason. That right there. We are not biologically the same. Our jobs are different. Just saying. You play your role, I play my role. We work in tandem. We are a unit. It's not about chauvinism or none of that business. Because when somebody come through that door, you expect me to be the one to put myself in front of you, right? So relax. Relax. Everybody plays their role. Everybody gets along. That's it. That's all. Work. Count it. Oh, we got to bring down Thor's hammer. Come on. Base out. Oh, no. That wood got scared of me. Let me see. Yeah, that wood got scared of me. He split. Time it was. That wood was like, nope, he not playing. He is not taking any shorts. Yes. That wood knew exactly what time it was. Yeah. Uh-huh. Not playing any games. Any games. Let's work and stack. Work. Stack it. And just keep stacking. Alright, we're playing builder blocks here. I got little ones, man. But my kids, they're too young to be out here cutting and stacking wood. So it's on me. So I got my wife and I got 3 little ones. The wife has to take care of the little ones. And then she also has to provide for the little ones. So her hands are full. So naturally, it's my job to come out here and get after it. These are my chores, man of the house chores. No excuses. Get after it, get to it. You know, like, all right, if I don't come out here and split wood, my kids and my wife and everybody gonna be cold. They're gonna be in the house freezing. Have a way to heat the home. Can I live with that? Can I go in the house and rest good, knowing that that's what's going on? Go in the house and just throw on 34 hoodies, 16 pairs of pants, 15 pairs of drawers and socks, and bundle up knowing that the kids and the wife are not good? Nah, hell no. No. Come out here and get after it. So we come out here and get after it now so that when it comes time to use the firewood, it's all set and good, all ready to go. And I'm stacking this stuff. This is the stack that's near the house. I got a bunch of wood that is further away from the house. All right. Like I said, I got it on pallets. All right. I got it stacked in cords on pallets so it's easily able to be moved with forklifts and stuff. Because I done moved them a few times. Come through with the forklift. All right. And then move it here, move it there, move it here, move it there. Adjust it accordingly. Move it out of the way of certain rounds so that I can start chopping more rounds. And we got a little system going here. Work. But at the end of the day, we got to get to it. We got to come out here and crack ass. No matter if it's 85 degrees out, 95 degrees out, 75, 65, 55 degrees out, I still got to come out here and get after it. And today is an 86 degree day. And I've been outside since 5 o'clock this morning. Outside trellising tomatoes and cleaning up the yard and doing my workout and doing everything that I need to do to be sustainable for, the foreseeable future. This is my end of the day chores right here. Like the last of the last. The last of priorities. But still a priority. Still a priority. Not to say it's not a priority. I don't want to misrepresent. Alright. Work. That's what has to get done. This time of the day, the wife like to take the kids to the library and they engage in just other little activities that they have at the library. Well, I come out here and just do like blunt force, like straight Neanderthal chores, where it's like my son wants to come outside and do this and I can't have him around just like swinging axes and stuff, because my boy wants to do whatever he sees dad do. He needs to be involved, and he's not taking no for an answer. If I see my dad do it, I gotta do it. That's how my son is. Dad is involved, I'm involved, period. He ain't taking no for an answer. He's getting involved. So it's best to just, if he can't get involved because it's too dangerous, like I said, I have my wife take my kids to the library. They go there for activities and stuff, and I come out here and do my chores and stuff. The dangerous chores get done when the kids ain't home. All right, let's see what we're talking about. Where are you? New Jersey. It's the wood season? No. What kind of wood is that from? Oak. Let's see. What else we talking about? All right. What are you building? A fence? No. Just firewood. Just firewood, homie. Just firewood. All right. Before we get to the rest of the comments, look. Let's start here. We next to the road. Look, you see the road right there. I just put those skip laurels in. You see all the tags still on them. Just put a bunch of skip laurels in. Redoing the property, right? Okay. So redoing the property. Just put a bunch of skip laurels in. Just like that. Redoing this side. And then I got my firewood right here. All right. So put a little space in between them. And I'm running the firewood up the property on this side right here. Just so y'all can understand what's going on. Running the firewood up this side of the property. And then I'll show y'all what I got going on in the back. Just so you understand. It's a proper understanding. So we still got to chop all this firewood right there, right? Still got to chop all that up. But we got these cords of wood that I said are on pallets and deliverable. These right here are movable and deliverable. I done moved them several times already. Cords of wood that are deliverable. Full cord, bingo. All right, and you can see how much more seasoned it is by like the color of the wood versus some of that other wood that looks a lot more fresh. So clearly you can see I've been cut this earlier in the season and it's starting to season a lot better. All right, so we got 3 cords right there, and then we got a bunch more wood that I got right there, you know, rounds. And the rounds go all the way past back there and all that stuff too. So got rounds cut right there, and then we got all this stuff that we still have to cut right here. I gotta bust them up into rounds so that we can continue to do what we're doing right here. This is the stuff that's going to be like on hand for when we need to pull it for in the house. It's closer to the house and closer to the door, and that's what this stack is about right there. All right, so this is just about just being convenient. This is our convenient stack. All right. He's chopping wood. It will be cold soon. Yep, for sure. That's all I'm doing, man. We just chopping wood so that if something happens, man, family, and we're not gonna go without heat in the home. Because I'll tell you a story real quick, man. One time, my furnace went out, and we didn't have heat for 2 weeks. And if I had a wood burning stove, there's no such thing as not having heat for 2 weeks because we always got wood. But my furnace went out. I needed a new, I forgot what the piece is called, the gauge, or I forgot what that piece is called, but had the fire department came, we had leakage, fire department came, and they couldn't find where the leak was from because I hit the emergency gas cutoff and it just cut off the gas. So when the fire department came, we had aired out the house. I had opened up all the windows just so the house didn't blow up. And then the fire department came and was like, all right, well, we don't know where the leak is coming from. We can't smell where the leak is coming from. So they left, called it a false alarm. And it was like, all right, well, me personally, I'm like, I know I smell gas. You can't tell me I didn't smell. I know what gas smell like. I done smelled gas a few times, and I'm not playing with that. All right, I know what gas smell like. So we turned everything back on. Maybe like 10 minutes later, smell gas again. I'm like, hell no. Open up all the windows. Man, hell no. We called PSE&G, which is our energy company in the area. They came, and I was like, oh, look, you have to diagnose where this gas is coming from because there's gas leaking and coming from somewhere in this house. And then they came, they did their thing, and they put their meter around, and they doing like wands and everything. The guy's like, I mean, I'm being extra, but he wanted just to see where the gas was coming from, and he found out we had a gas leak in our furnace. It was the, I can't remember the name of the piece, but the guy was like, all right, well, you have a faulty piece right here. And he was like, all right, well, if you're handy with tools, you can change it. He didn't say, I don't recommend it because you're playing with gas and you're disconnecting gas and gas hoses and gas. He said, you're handy with tools. I said, look, I'm handy with tools. In my mind, I'm like, he gave me the green light. Like, look, it's the easy piece to fix and disconnect and take off. Long story short, I ended up changing that piece. After I changed it, I realized I should have never done that shit. And that's dangerous as F to be changing that piece. But eventually I got it done. I YouTubed a lot of videos of professionals changing that piece. I ended up changing it, and this is the piece that is like the fail safe. So if something happens, it's like this is where the gas passes through, and if something happens, this is like where the automatic shut off is, and it shuts everything off. Even though your gas valve is still open, it'll stop the gas from flowing. I forgot what that piece is called, but I changed that piece out myself. So I shut the gas off, hit the valves, and did all that stuff, and disconnected it. It smelled like gas. I mean, I feel like I'm about to blow myself up. My family left, and it was like, you want to do this on your own. We're not being here. We're not risking us in the. You want to be Captain Saver, whatever you want to call it. But eventually, I'm like, I was able to put my arms up in triumph, like, yeah, I changed that, I did that, and I did it the right way. I got my plumber's putty and all that stuff, and I did it all right. But the moral of the story is, if I had a wood burning stove, I wouldn't have had to go do any of that stuff. All right, so I had a faulty furnace and so on and so forth. But I wish I had the wood burning stove then, and we had an issue with the stove last year. So that first story that I just told you was like 4 years ago, and I had an issue with the first year, and our pump went out. So the gas flow and everything was good, but then the pump went out where it pumps into the hot water to pump the hot water into the. It's like an old heating system. I guess the hot water has to pump through the pipes in the house to heat the house up for radiant heat, and the pump went, and we didn't know. So the fuse blew that fires up the pump, because the pump was running too hard, because the pump was old and needed to be replaced. So I didn't know that the fuses blew, and I didn't know that the fuses connected to the pump, and the pump was running too hard. So it was a whole thing. Had to hire professionals, cost a lot of money. They had to come back time and time again, and we went without heat in the middle of winter for like 2.5 weeks. So that's the reason why I don't want to have to go through that again. That's 2 times since moving in this house since 2019. Kids in the house, and we're going without heat, man. So I'm not gonna keep doing that. So this right here, this is my reason. Furnace problems, because things happen. So furnace problems, furnace issues, man. I don't want to have to go through that. If anything, I'll use the furnace, and we still keep the wood burning furnace as like a backup. If it's not our primary, it's going to be our backup. We're not going to go without heat again. That ain't happening. That's not happening. So I'm getting a wood burning stove this year. Some type of wood burning stove I'm getting this year, but I'd rather get the one that I want. If not, I'll get something and I want maybe the next year or the following year. All right, because the price differences are like $5 grand, 10 grand a piece. But nah, see, that's why I'm chopping all this wood. We are not going to go without heat. That's not happening. Period. And that's the reason. That's the ultimate reason. Other than that, I also like cooking for free, man. I'm outside in the backyard cooking for free now. I got charcoal grill. I got propane grill, but I haven't used neither one of them this year. I've been using only wood burning stove outside. And I love that, man. I love that idea. I love using a wood burning stove. So much so that the wife says she wants to get me a hot tent this year, and I'll be making content. When it starts to get cold, I'll be making content in my hot tent, cooking outside in the hot tent and making meals and talking about stuff in there. So I love that idea, man. I'll be outside in the backyard or whatever in my hot tent doing stuff. Raining, I'm outside cooking. Snowing, I'm outside cooking. It's freezing cold, I'm outside in the hot tent cooking. Don't matter. I love that. I love that idea. So if the wife wants to do that, I'm all for it, man. Let's see. I want to hear what y'all think about anything that I was just talking about. Whether y'all for, against anything that I was just saying. You disagree, man. Let me hear about it, man. You willing to go without heat in your furnace, or any of y'all like pseudo, Black Seal plumbers or some shit like that? Like, I would have fixed my, whatever. Some of y'all Superman plumbers, Oh, I would have fixed that in 5 minutes. I want to hear your stories, man. Or unless, you know, you might have looked at this a little closer to how I would have looked at it. Let's see, what we talking about? What's the piece you speak of? Let's see, I'll tell you, I'd love a wood burning cook stove. For sure, it's fire. It's fire. All right. I'm not gonna lie, man. I've been in somebody's house. I'm not gonna act like I had one, because I haven't had one yet. But I've been in somebody's house that had one, and the man had to open up his windows to keep from burning up in the house. That's how good a wood burning stove can be. So good and so efficient that you got to open up your windows just to make sure you ain't got too much heat. You know, just to not get cooked in your own house, you got to open up windows in the middle of winter. That's a beautiful thing, if you ask me. That's a beautiful thing. Too much heat. Count it. Beautiful. Work. Come on now. Yep. Work. Chipped it. Chipped it. Come on. Get back after it. Get back after it. Chipped it. I mean, it's a nice little chip, but not the chip I was looking for. All right. One more time. One more time. Beautiful. Let's go get that chip. Let's go get that chip. All good fresh wood. Pause. All right. We working. We working. Building this pile, building this stack. Okay. And we're gonna use all this good stuff. This good firewood. It's gonna be something that just sustains the family, man. Because if I ain't tell y'all, I stay home all day. So we need enough wood to heat the house all day, every day. Okay? So it's not just like heating up the home for a little bit after I get home from work. This is all day, every day, while the wife and kids at home. Okay? So we need a lot of firewood to this operation here. What we got going on. Yep. Work. Talk about it. And just keep working. Just keep working. Lift with the legs, not with the back. We want to be as sustainable as possible. You know? We don't want to be out here blowing our back out off of a single log. Lifting it the wrong way. Chipped them. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Work. Yep. There we go. Yes, sir. All right, hit that right spot. There we go. Yep. One more time. Is it one more time? Yeah, one more time on that. We don't have to, but it'll make for a better piece to burn and dry quicker if we hit that one more time. This one too. One more time, this will dry a lot quicker. It'll dry a lot quicker. This is oak right here. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yep, we want this oak to dry. We don't want to have to wait 3 years. If we don't have to wait 3 years. They say oak sometimes can take up to 3 years to dry. I don't want to wait 3 years. So I guess it depends on how much we chop it down. Okay? Whether we leave it in rounds or split pieces, and how big of pieces we split makes all the difference. Makes all the difference. I know it does. And you know it does. So let's bust it down properly so we can have what we need when we need it. That's it. That's all. And keep putting in that work. Yep. Okay. Oak, maple, white maple. This is red oak, white oak, maple, black locust. That's all the hardwoods we cutting right now. It's mainly oak. Mainly oak. Mainly oak that was in my front yard, chopped down 2 weeks ago. That's what this is right here. That was 2 pieces. We're gonna chop this one into 3. One more. Beautiful. We chipped it. We're gonna hit that again? I don't know. I gotta eyeball it. And see. And if we can stack this a little bit higher, I'm gonna keep stacking it a little bit higher, so we can kind of consolidate as much wood as we can in a smaller space, so we're not taking up so much real estate. So if I can take up less real estate, even better. That's why some of the wood that I have is stacked up vertically versus horizontally. The stuff that we're going to be using for easy access, for access to wood, for firewood, for seasoned firewood, for burning in the house, I'm stacking more horizontally. But the stuff that I'm stacking, that I'm going to be selling, I got that stacked vertically because it's on pallets, and I have it between welded wire fencing so that it's deliverable. And that's a term that I like to use because it's on pallets and it's stacked in a way that it's consolidated and it's not just going to fall over, and I can just forklift it onto a truck. A truck can just strap it down and deliver it and go. Take it and go. Boom, just like that. Easy peasy. You can keep the pallet, you can keep the welded wire fencing, and then they take it off the truck, boop, put it where it's going to go, and you can just peel off the wood as you need it. That's how I have it stacked. All right, so vertical for deliverables, horizontal for personal use. Yeah, beautiful cut off the first one. Nice. Perfect. Perfect so far. Let's hit this next piece right there. Yep. Work. Work. Come on now. Got 3 pieces, got to bust down again. Beautiful. Got a little spark in there too. I saw that spark. Beautiful. One more. Again. One more. Flawless. Flawless. Love it. Love it. But, for me, man, I'll tell you this. This is an amazing thing that when you can find something that's a chore to be enjoyable as much as I enjoy it. I enjoy this physical work. A lot of people in the comments be like, oh, that's a workout. That's too much work. Man, you should get a splitter. Man, all this other stuff. Even guys at my job, they say you should get a splitter. But for me, I said, no, I don't want a splitter, sir, respectfully. Why? Because, 1, I actually enjoy this shit. 2, this is just my job. I want to feel like a man out here busting up firewood. 3, this is a workout. All right? This is physical fitness. This is health. All right? And I'm couple dollars off it. So I consider it health and wealth. I put it in the category health and wealth. We making money off of this wood, and all right, it's physical fitness, health and wealth. Put it in that category. All right, I follow the way in that category. Love busting up some firewood. Yeah, it's fun. With a good wood handle axe. Oh man, nothing better, man. And it's big and I get to tell people that I sell this firewood to that I cut all this by hand. So I'm not taking no shorts. Nope. We are not selling this for the low. This is not your cheap firewood. Nope. No sir. Spent a lot of man hours busting up this firewood. We are not selling this for the cheap discounted rate of you think you were gonna get a deal for. No. You can move on to the next person. No. I'll wait till somebody who needs it and appreciates it. This is good hand cut firewood. Good firewood. You know where it came from. All right. I know what wood this is. I tell people, I had a guy, that came in, the first guy that came in and bought some firewood from me. And I told him, I said, look, he said he wanted to buy it. He said, how much for that stack right there? I said, look, first off, sir, this wood is not seasoned. Just want to let you know. I'm not trying to just take your money. This wood is not seasoned. He was unfamiliar with what seasoned was, so I explained it to him. He's not from this country. I said, sir, this is not seasoned. He said, seasoned? What do you mean it's not seasoned? It's not seasoned. It's not optimal for burning right now. He said, I'm from South America. It's okay. I take the wood, we burn it, and then once it turns to coals, we slide it under the food, and then we start cooking. So, all right, I hear you. I just want to make sure you understand it's not seasoned. I said, all right. And because it's not seasoned, seasoned wood goes for a certain price. Unseasoned wood may not go for blah, 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 blah. I explained it all to him because I'm a fair guy. And I gave him a little lesson right then and there because I wanted to be fair. I didn't want to just take a couple dollars just to make some money. I wanted to be an honorable guy. So I explained it to him, seasoned wood. I gave him a reasonable price for wood that I sold to him that was unseasoned, and he bought it still regardless, paid cash on hand, $100 bills right there on the spot. But I felt a lot better about the sale because I was upfront and honorable. And for that, the guy was like, man, I'll be back. Don't worry about it. He lived a few blocks away. I never met the guy, but he lived a few blocks away. And it's like, once I run out, I'll be back, man. I'm coming to see you again. He respected the fact that, I ain't just trying to get over on him. So, it pays in life. It should be an honorable man, an honorable individual. An honorable individual, sorry. All right, we're getting through. We're getting through this pile. All right, we're getting ready to check the comments now. Come on, we're almost there. It's the bigger pieces that are gonna be the biggest problem. Let's take one strike. See if we can get this in one strike, and then we're gonna check the comments. All right. Are we counting that? We like 80 to 90% through, but I ain't counting that. There we go. There we go. Work. All right. What we talking about? Okay. Chopping wood, I tell you. All right. All right, people just saying hi, man. Chopping wood, busting up wood, man. We still putting in that work. That's all. Putting in that work. Doing my chores, man. Really. All right. These are my chores. All right. That's what I got to do for my family. Now I ain't gonna sit here and act like I'm out here cooking outdoors with it too, because it's definitely good for heating up the home. But I love cooking outdoors too. So we cook a lot of food outdoors, or at least I cook a lot of food outdoors. Oh, what was that? We got a little bit of resistance in there. Got a little bit of resistance in there. All right. All right. Let's work. Work. Okay. Got somebody at the road right now. Got a car at the road right now just staring at me. Staring at me from the road. I don't know what they're doing. Look like they're wondering. They want to come over and say something. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. Look like a Mazda, like a black Mazda SUV. Just standing at the road, just staring at me. Watching me chop wood. I don't like it. I don't like it. Just watching me. I don't like it. Just staring at people. Just looking at me. Me, and me only. I don't like it. I don't know what y'all think about that. I don't like it. It make me nervous. That's why I ain't talking really, you know. They watching me hard like a hawk. I don't like it, chat. What y'all think about that? It's a black SUV just watching me right in front of my house from the road. Should I approach him? What y'all think? If it was dark out, I would definitely go around, you know, go get my protection and then approach him. I don't like it. I don't like it. They staring and slowly driving off. You know, black SUV. I don't like it. Now they driving off. I don't like it. Very suspect. Very suspect. I'm all for being on the offensive, not the defensive. Man, shit. I don't like that. Not when I got kids and babies. Nope. You see? All right. I'm on camera, so I'm chilling. Oh, man, I don't like being on the defensive. All right. They checking on you, backyard lumberjack. Yeah, maybe, man. I don't. I'm just saying, man. I don't like that, man. People. That's the second time today. I had a earlier today. Had a red Honda Accord, a blacked out. Pull up in front of the house and just pull up slow and just drive by slow. Stop. And they were there for like 10 minutes, just stopping, and then they pulled in my neighbor's driveway, turned around, and pulled in front of the house the other way, on the other side of the street, and stopped and just stared for like 5 minutes, and then drove off real slow. Just staring, man. I don't know who they are. I don't know what's going on. That's the second time today. This one's a black SUV and just pulling up, staring. I don't do nothing illegal. I don't know what's going on, and I don't like it because I got 3 babies, man. I got 3 kids, and I'll be ready to go on the offensive, man. I don't like that shit, man. But it's broad daylight. This ain't the type of neighborhood for that. So, you know, I try to stay calm and reserved, man, but that shit is weird, man. I sent my wife in the house earlier today. I sent my wife, I said, man, go in the house, go in the house. You know what to do. You know what type of time we on. You know where to safe at, man. Like, I don't know what's going on. But they acting real weird, man, pulling up in front of our house only. I don't like that. This seems like it's going to be a tough piece right here, man. Damn. It's a big, tough piece. I think I'm going to put this one on the ground, too. But, yeah. I mean, the wife and kids, at the current, right now, they're not at home. They're out at the library and stuff. But, see, right in New Jersey, if I came outside, like, firearm in hand, it's illegal. like, even if it's pointed down, like, you got business here, like, it's illegal. So I got to kind of, like, be a little bit more reserved where I live at. I don't like it. Just for that, I'll be ready to move, man. All that type of weird business, posted up, pulling in front of somebody's house, tinted windows, just sitting there staring like a stakeout when you got kids and babies. And no, nope. I'll be on a different type of time immediately. All right, cameras go off. You already know. I'll be watching. I ain't with none of that goofy stuff, man. And it ain't like I'm famous. I got a few YouTube channels, but it ain't like I'm famous. So it ain't that. I got what, 3, 4 YouTube channels? Ain't none of them like millions of subscribers, so it ain't that famous business that you be pulling in front of my house and just staring and watching and tinted windows sitting there for no. It's not gonna go right. Yeah, I'll teach somebody a lesson. It's not gonna go right. It already ain't go right for a couple people. Caught them staring in front of the house. It was dark out. We ain't even gonna talk about it, but it ain't go right for him. Scared to death. What you standing here for? What you sitting here? I was just pulling over to make a phone call. I'm not buying none of that goofy shit, man. See? That's what makes me. Man, you're not gonna sit in front of my house, pulling over in front of my house, tinted windows for 10 something minutes, talking about, I pulled over to make a phone call. I pulled up, man, they were damn ready to shit on themselves. It was dark out, and they weren't expecting what they got. Sped off after that. Sped off. Some goofy ass reason, man. Some weird shit going on around here. I don't like it. But that's why I be having what I be having. Be able to take care of the family. Not with none of this dumb stuff, man. Damn, man. I don't be bothering nobody. Goofy business, man. I just be over here making my videos, go to work, take care of my family, and be on this weird shit, man. And it don't even just be like today. It be regular, man. It's regular, weird shit, man. We had a guy like a year or two ago in like a pink Honda Accord. It's a park up the street. He'll just sit in the park and just sit there for hours and hours and hours, man. It's a bald head white dude just sit there looking at kids, man. Fucking weird, man. Man, hell no. Weirdos, man. He'd just sit there. And as soon as he seen that I was on him, then he'd start driving by my house. Real slow. Right there. And just be staring. Like a cold pedophile, man. Nope. Not when I got babies. Nope. Nope. All right now. He don't come around no more. But I'm just saying. Protect the babies. Watch out for your kids, man. There's weird stuff going on around here in the world, man. Protect the babies at all costs. Yeah. This one. We got some decent pieces off here. I mean, I would like to know, man, what type of time y'all be on. If anybody, like you got somebody pulling up in front of your house, several people pulling up in front of your house and just slowly driving by, stop in front of your house, tinted windows, just sitting there staring. You can't see them, but they can see you, just watching everything you're doing, watching everything you and your kids doing. How y'all feel about that? I ain't with it. All right, yeah, that's recon, dude. Yeah, I'm not with it, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. That ruined my vibe for this chat, man. Cause I'm about to be on some different shit, man. I'm not with this, man. Yeah. All right. I want to finish this, but my focus is not here right now. So I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Backyard Lumberjack. I'm out. I'm on a different type of time right now. So.